In November, when we brought to you the Deepfakes expose for the first time, it was highlighted as a problem in the future. In December, the problem is already upon us. The election season still a few weeks away, or some could say we're already actually at the beginning of this election cycle. What does the government intend to do about this challenge? And how are political parties looking at the fact that we've now got at least 3 companies which are digital media influencers claiming to use these AI tools, already saying several politicians are actively engaging their services to create deepfakes of their opponents. So this is a big problem in the making. To talk about this, I've got Guru Prakash Paswan, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Mohan Kumar Amangalam from the Congress, Jitin Jain, who's a cybersecurity expert. We've got Balkrishnan, Executive Editor at the Fact Check team in India Today, and Ankit Kumar, who heads our open source investigation. I want to go across to Guru Prakash Paswan first. The Prime Minister twice over has highlighted the challenges of deepfake. He was shown the India Today investigation the morning after we ran it. That day itself, he spoke about the challenges. Now we're seeing, Mr. Paswan, that there are already these social media, digital influencer operations that claim that parties and individuals are coming to them wanting to tarnish the image of their opponents. How do you in the ruling BJP intend to deal with this expose, and what do you intend to do about it?
No, Rahulji, I think it's absolutely essential now to have a very deep and meaningful conversation on this issue. And I saw that in your opening remarks, you also played out the remarks made by the Prime Minister on multiple occasions. And I was going through his remarks during the Smart India Hackathon event as well, during the virtual G20 summit, where he's speaking about the global regulation of AI, and obviously the Diwali Milan that was organized by the Bharatiya Janata Party. He gave a very categorical example of himself as well. Rahulji, I think on November 7th this year, the government issued an advisory to social media intermediaries on a couple of very important things. On the observation of IT rules, on the following of due diligence effectively, and also a time window of 36 hours to take strict actions. And there is absolutely no disagreement on the front that there is a need of a comprehensive national legal framework when it comes to dealing with the problem or the crisis of deepfake. But on the government front, the strategy now, which you are very well aware of, that the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they have given a 4-pillar approach. The number 1 is detection. Number 2 is preventing the spread. Number 3 is fortifying the reporting mechanism. And number 4 is raising awareness. And apart from the government, I'm sure, Rahulji, you also agree with this point that the citizenry, the active and the conscious role of citizen is fundamentally very important in preventing this menace. The citizen need to report as soon as it comes.
That's the whole point of this being a deep fake.
Anyone of
that
us,
a citizen may not be able to tell that it's a fake just by looking at it. That's how good the technology is getting. In fact, I've just received word that the Information Technology Ministry has issued a second advisory now on deepfakes. Balkrishnan has more details. You've gone through that letter that's been sent out by the Ministry of Information and Technology. Bala, what does it say to these social media companies?
Rahul, the ministry has said that the social media should abide by what the guidelines that the ministry had given earlier, which is like tagging any content that is AI generated. So what the ministry wants, if the content is generated by AI, it should be clearly tagged so that people can make out that this is a content.
Have you heard from social media companies about what they intend to do about it? Did they respond at all to the first advisory?
Most of the social media companies have said that they plan to abide by this, but because this, as the Prime Minister himself said, this problem is evolving, it is a dynamic problem, so social media companies are not themselves very sure whether how difficult it is going to be implemented, because right now they are also struggling to find out a mechanism which can automatically pick up anything which is generated by AI and tag it. So people are going to take a while, and there has to be a system. That system will take its own time to evolve when everybody puts something and that it is tagged. So as of now, companies have said that they plan to abide by this, but it is going to take a while to...
Ankit, at the India Today Mediaplex, we're constantly dealing with the challenge of deepfakes. Guru Prakash Paswan says something logical, but it's not logical because it's not so simple for citizens to be able to tell what's a deep fake and what is not. Explain to our viewers how this technology has already been actively used in elections like in Argentina and the kind of threats it could pose in the Indian Lok Sabha elections?
To give you some context, Rahul, if you see the 2014 elections, the large part of the campaign was influenced by what was happening on Facebook. Cut to 2019, it was WhatsApp. Now, there is general agreement among all the people who track election and information ecosystems. They agree that the 2024 elections in India are largely going to be driven by AI. Now, what we have seen some of the trends, as you say, let's say a very common theme is Vox Pop, what common people are saying. Now, traditionally, what happens is a journalist, let's suppose Prime Minister is addressing a rally in Chennai. A journalist goes there, talks to people, gives the feedback, sentiment, what is happening there. Now, what we have seen in some of the examples is that you can create those videos of fake people, people who do not exist, and put words in their mouth, whatever you want to do, right, by any political party. Now, the characters that you see, that you have just seen in the package that Hezbollah has done in the investigation, those are mostly digital marketing companies. Those people work with the larger poll management companies. So what we are seeing here is a pattern that might just explode in next few months, because there are already some examples that we have seen, as you rightly said, in Argentina. In fact, not just Argentina, in UK, the authorities have said that they find AI as the single largest challenge. From a policy point of view, what we expect is, rather than just asking viewers to be aware, the government, and I think Election Commission should also come in here, should at least expect the technology companies to adopt the same standard that they adopt in the US when it comes to
what do they do
election.
in the US which they don't do over here?